When using the extension mould, you will need to use a strong flour paste. The strength and elasticity of flour paste can vary considerably from brand to brand. It may be beneficial to add a tiny amount of tylose powder to your paste and mix well. Make sure, if required, to colour the paste first and only add tylose to enough paste for 3 or so pieces of extension at a time, because it will toughen fairly quickly. Press a piece of paste into the cavity and then roll with a rolling pin to make sure even pressure is applied and the paste fills the channels. Use a scraper to remove the excess from the ends. You will need to use the shaved edge of the scraper, which will cut through the paste. The reverse side is more likely to drag it. It is important to keep the scraper at as low an angle as possible when trimming the paste. Use a finger from your other hand to keep pressure on the paste in front of the scraper. This will stop it from being pushed out of the cavity. Trim from the centre outwards, then rub to smooth before turning the mould by 180 degrees and removing the rest of the excess. If appropriate, remove the excess in several stages. Rub with your finger along the lines to smooth. To help remove any feathery edges, you can rub with the rounded end of a medium-sized rolling pin to make sure that the paste does not cover any of the plastic ridges. Use a palette knife to release the paste from the mould before peeling. Many of the larger extension pieces have a deeper bar to assist with the peeling. Once removed, lay the piece onto a flat surface and straighten the lines if necessary. You should then cut away the majority of the paste bar. Place face down to partially dry on a curved surface, e.g. a medium Cellformers 2. You may find it beneficial to try removing the paste from the centre to the sides on the extension pieces where you have deeper sections within the design. Keep the pressure with your fingers ahead of the scraper and slice away the excess. Rub firmly to smooth any feathery edges which may be present. Use a rolling pin to assist with this. Remember to move the pin along the lines from top to bottom rather than across the channels. If any feathery edges are present after removal from the mould, these can be seen by placing the paste onto a strongly coloured surface. You could remove any feathering with a sharp craft knife. The extension pieces may need to be narrowed, dependent on the number of repeats which will fit around your cake. Use a fine blade to cut away the outside lines from the design. Stretch and straighten as necessary before setting aside to dry. For some designs, it may not be necessary to have such a fine effect. Therefore, you can trim the excess paste from the outside edge of the cavity, but not across the design, leaving a fine yet solid backing to the parallel extension lines. Smooth the reverse in the usual way. Remove using a sharp point. And of course, dry curved as required. The partially dry extension pieces sit around the base of the cake in this design. Attach a length of ribbon around its middle to use as a guideline for the level application. The top edge of the extension piece should be piped with softened icing using a piping bag with a No. 1 tube. Press the piece into place so that the bottom of the extension sits out from the base of the cake. Use a Dresden tool to make small adjustments to the alignment of it and its adjoining pieces. The pieces should bond and hold still. However, if you find the extension is dropping slightly, it can be supported using a wedge of soft foam. Pipe a small bead of icing between each piece along the top edge to complete.